Good afternoon, everyone. We are on Bay Parkway, 79th Street. And on this one, we're going to be walking a little bit on Bay Parkway. And then we're going to get onto 86th Street. Hope everyone's doing well. I continue to do my walking. My legs are handling it pretty well, considering. I just turned 52 years old a couple days ago. It is a Friday, March 20th, first day of spring. 60 degrees right now, but it is a chilly 60 because I don't know if you guys can hear that wind going in my mic. It's a bit of a stiff ocean breeze coming in. We're getting close to the coast. I think spring officially arrived this morning at 10:30. Right now it is around, I think it's around like 2 o'clock or so. It's definitely in the afternoon, past lunchtime. So today's walk this walk that you're watching is not going to be as long as the last one. At least I hope it's not. We're going to be walking to 86th, and then I don't know how far we'll go down 86th, but a lot of traffic here on 81st Street. There we go. We are in the Bensonhurst section of Brooklyn today on this one. And we will be in the Bensonhurst section of Brooklyn for the whole walk. As long as we stay on the north side of 86th Street, we will be in Bensonhurst the whole time. Because you do have what they like to call Bath Beach. And the Bath Beach neighbor is considered on the other side of 86th Street that goes into the Bay Streets. I'll tell you, after this walk, I will be taking a break for a couple of days. I'll have plenty of footage that you guys can watch while I sit and rest, because I did a lot of walking today. I'm testing out this camera. This is the new camera. I'll be honest, I am very impressed with the battery. Way better than my first camera when it was brand new. And not to knock my other camera, because I'm still going to be using it. But when I got the DJI Pocket 2 3 years ago, the battery did not last this long without getting a charge. I mean, I've been running this camera, I don't know, it's like almost going into 2 hours now. So this is actually into hour 3. Hour 3 of running this camera without charging it. So I know that some sites out there and some YouTube gearhead channels will say that this camera will only last about an hour and a half or close to 2 hours on a charge. But I'm telling you, I've been using this camera since this morning, and it's not even down to 50% yet. It's running, if I look at it, I don't want to touch the screen because I don't want to activate something and ruin the footage, but it's running at about 65% right now. So we have plenty of power for this walk because I'm not going to be doing a big walk on this one. This right here is the Bay Parkway train station for the D line. We're going to be making a right. We're going to take a right over here. Alright guys, we used to see a lot of people out today. Like I said, it is 60 degrees out. It is a nice day out, and people will tend to come out when it's nice and warm as we're coming out of the winter. You'll still see some people, like we just walked by, you know, like these people coming up, still wearing the hoods over their heads. And then you see some other people, like this gentleman here has got his jacket open. So you're going to see all different configurations of how people are wearing their clothes. It really depends on how people can handle the cold. There's a pretty stiff, chilly ocean breeze that's coming in over here. So it is still chilly, but the sun is kind of warm. The sun is very nice and warm when you're in the sun, so. The last time we were here was about a month ago. If you remember, it was there was nobody out but me and like a few people. It was a blizzard. We were out during the blizzard, the big blizzard of 2026. As you can see, all the snow is gone and 86th Street is fully operational. Everyone's driving. Remember, in the blizzard walk, I was pretty much walking down the middle of 86th Street. I was walking down the yellow line practically in the blizzard. There was no traffic. Doggy. Pinky. This is where the candy store used to be. If you remember the old candy store, nuts and candies. somebody had mentioned to me that, yes, Effie's is still one of the original. I always forget Effie's, though. Let me fix my gimbal there. There goes my gimbal doing weird things again. You guys recognize this? This is the this is where the old movie theaters used to be over here. Where we're going to be passing by the gym, the twin Benson. I think that's what it was called. One side, it was like a two-sided movie theater. One side had like those cheesy B-rated horror kind of movies, and the other side had, I believe, X-rated movies. And I think it closed down in the 80s, or late 70s or early 80s. This is it right here coming up where it's now the Planet Fitness. It was a Rite Aid for the longest time a while back. When they renovated the building back in the early 90s, it was Rite Aid all the way up until, the 2000s. Got the McDonald's here on the corner. You know what? We'll stay on this side. I was gonna go on the other side, but we'll stay on this side. There goes Bonchon Chicken. This is where Lenny's Pizza used to be, by the way, right here at this medical place. This right here was Lenny's. We got Bonchon Chicken right next door. I have not tried that Bonchon yet. I've definitely had it in the city, but I've never had that location yet. I haven't tried it yet. Eventually I'll get to it. My friend says he said the word he used was, it's extremely expensive. I'm like, yeah, everything is extremely expensive today. So. This was the only thing open during the blizzard. You guys go back and watch my video. I was commenting how there was things that are normally open, even in a bad storm, were closed. Like Key Food was closed on that blizzard. McDonald's was closed. I was saying before the train gate cut me off there, that the flower shop that we just passed was the only thing open that day. I think maybe the grocery store, there was a grocery store open, but pretty much everyone was closed down that morning when we went walking around. We have made it to 19th Avenue. I'm going to tell you, there's one thing I could use more than food right now, and that's a shower. God, I could use a shower right now.
There.
This is the intersection underneath New Utrecht Avenue right here. That was made famous. Right here, it was made famous in the movie French Connection, where Gene Hackman almost runs over the woman when he's chasing the train with the, she has the baby carriage. Yes, right over there is the old Lowe's Theater. I have so many memories going to the movie. I saw so many movies in that theater, like crazy amount. I think the last movie I saw in there was, I can't remember. I think it was Dick Tracy. Do you guys remember that Dick Tracy movie they made? That was the last movie I think I saw in there. I used to go to the Fortway. I used to go to the Fortway. I used to go to the Lowe's. There was also the Marlborough Theater on Bay Parkway. Used to go there. I think what we're going to do is cross over. I still got 3, 2, 1. I got about a second to get over there. We'll go on this side. We'll check out this side. We'll see what's going on this side of 86th Street. By the way, the camera just finally hit 50% for the first time today. I gotta be honest, this is really good battery power. This is a sad thing though. This is a sad reality. Me knowing technology very well, working in technology my whole life. I'm gonna just tell you right now, this is the best that the battery performance will ever be. Because, you know, from this point on, you know, the power cell will start to die. It won't die right away, obviously. It's going to last me for a while. The last camera, I'm still using the last camera for 3 years, but it'll be interesting to see how long we can go before I start to notice battery degradation. As far as, you know, the condition of the battery over time. My last camera, the Pocket 2, To be honest, I started to notice the battery degradation only last year. So it was a couple of years before I started to notice that the battery wasn't lasting as long. And then in the last 2 months, it really dropped. This looks like a new place. Back in the day, this used to be a pizza place. I was really good friends with the guy who used to run the pizza place. The first guy that ran it. We're gonna swing up 17th Avenue. But there was a guy, I think his name was Sal. He was the original, before he sold it years later, he sold it to some other guy. I was actually good with the new owner too. I think his name was John, but Sal, I think his name was Sal. He used to make the best garlic knots, like the best garlic knots. I've never had garlic knots as good as those garlic knots for the rest of my life. I mean, I don't know when. I remember once asking him, of course, like how he made them, and of course he looked at me. He was like, "I ain't gonna tell you how I made them." They were like Zeppelis. Like if you've ever had Zeppelis, but they were, instead of tasting like Zeppelis, they tasted like garlic knots. It was ridiculous. He used to have them in like big pot and scoop them, squish them around with the big spoon, and then serve them in the garlic sauce. Oh, it was crazy. But he was a funny character because he was old school Brooklyn guy. I mean, I'll give you an example. When the summer came, he would, you guys know, you go into a pizza place in the summertime, they don't use an AC. There's no point in using an AC because they got the ovens running. So you go into a pizza place a lot of times in Brooklyn, it's pretty hot. And he hated the fact when people would either complain or remind him that it was hot in there. Because he was in there all day. I mean, he was baking in that place for hours. I mean, he'd be in there from like 10 in the morning, getting the place ready till about 11 o'clock, midnight, then having to clean it. The guy only was getting like 6 hours, five hours of sleep probably. 4 or 5 hours of sleep. So he put a sign up. I'm laughing because the story involves me. It's kind of funny. He put a sign up, and the sign said, it was right at the cashier. It said, "Don't remind me how hot it is in here." That's what he wrote on the sign. Of course, me being a douche. I looked at him square in the eye one day, and I said, "You know what? It's really hot in here." And he threw me out. He threw me out of the pizza place. He wouldn't let me back for like 2 weeks. All right, we're on Benson Avenue. I think we're going to wrap up the walk. Like I said, this was going to be a quick one. Because the last one, you guys know how the last one was. The last one was running over an hour on that one. So just wanted to give you guys a nice little short walk and give you back your time. Where am I going to end this walk? Here is Rutherford. I know what we'll do. We'll end the walk over on, we'll go all the way through, we'll go through the 17th Avenue Park. That's what we'll do, guys. So we'll take you down over there. It's not that far away. I'm back home in this is my local neighborhood. I say local because I pretty much consider like parts of Bay Ridge, Dyker Heights, Bath Beach, and Bensonhurst as my neighborhood because I'm all over this area. But so I say this is my local neighborhood. This is actually my neighborhood. Very nice day out. I know I probably said it a couple of times, but it is 60 degrees today. First day of spring. Tomorrow is the 21st. March 21st, so people consider that the first full day of spring. This is Bath Avenue. Basically retracing my blizzard walk from like a month ago. We came down this block. We came down 17th and then we went on to Bath. That's right, we went through the park. Now I'm starting to remember now. We went through the park. Oh, actually, for the blizzard, we didn't go through the park. We went through the park a different day. We went through the park shortly before the blizzard when I was showing you guys all the ice and stuff. For the blizzard, we went down Cropsey Avenue and then came down this way. All right, so we're gonna walk down this block here. This is the last block on 17th Avenue. Walk into the park, and that's where we'll end it. Get across the street here. That is a loud truck. Speaking of noise, oh my God, did you guys, I wonder how many of you guys really sat through that McDonald's Avenue walk. Boy, that was a noisy walk. That is easily the noisiest walk of the year so far. We have plenty of walking to go in 2026, but that's easily the noisiest walk we've been on this year. So that was a crazy walk. All right, let's get into the street here. There's not a lot of traffic on this road. What we'll do is we'll end it in the park. I want to thank everybody for tagging along. You know what? We'll just we'll end it right up here. I never show you guys this little spot right here. It's like a little seating area that everybody sits on. You can overlook the park. So this is where we'll end it. But I want to thank everybody for tagging along. We did Bay Parkway, 86th Street, and then 17th Avenue. And this is where we're ending it, right here. I'll give you guys a look around. There you go, guys. So that's it. Time for me to get home and get something to eat and then jump in the shower. Until then, I will catch you all on the next one. So hope you guys enjoy this. Take care and bye-bye from Bath Beach, Brooklyn. That's where we are. Bath Beach, Brooklyn. Bye-bye.